Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty along with
MJ in the house, otherwise known as that rocker, Marty Jannetty.
See, I would have remembered it this time.
You've changed again.
Brand new episode of Wrestling Insiders is coming up.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Great. Wrestling fans, welcome back. It is Thursday night. We're partying with Marty Jannetty. We're having a great time. Marty, we're glad to have you back.
Thank you. Do you think? What do you think Annie has for Thanksgiving? What's the main meal?
Well, we are going to talk about Survivor Series. Although I'm not sure maybe what her favorite is. I bet.
Yeah, you do.
There's
Hammer. Fred Valentine, what's up, brother?
I bet there's a lot of helpings. Many helpings.
Man.
You know, when Stan Lane was in the NWA, they used to call him the man with the educated feet. The boys, when they'd go to the Hilton, they'd call Annie the woman with the educated tongue.
Oh, man, I didn't know all that. See, I get an education every time I come here.
No, I don't think anyone ever said...
You know what Tony did to me one time?
Tony who?
Atlas.
The Hall of Famer, Mr. USA,
Yes.
Tony Atlas.
Tony.
Wrestling Insider, partner in crime. What did he do?
We was at a party. We was at, somebody's hotel room, at a party, a bunch of people. And I had this pretty girl that had these high heels. No, I'm sorry, Tony. That was no Barbarian. Barbarian is he's a footman too.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
I didn't know Barbarian
Well,
was a footman.
He asked me.
Yeah.
Marty, maybe you'll get me shoes. And I knew that he liked shoes. Tony can relate with this.
Wait, he liked any shoes, even men's shoes?
No, it wasn't Annie. No, this was a good-looking. Oh, I didn't mean he wasn't good-looking, Annie. This was a good-looking girl, though.
She didn't look like Keith Frankie.
Damn. But she had the 3-inch fuck me pumps. I'm sorry, the pumps, 3-inch pumps.
Come visit me pumps.
Yeah, come visit me pumps. They were pretty cool-looking shoes.
Yeah.
But old Barb, he's like, Monty, maybe you'll get me a girl's shoe. I said, just one? He goes, yeah, just one's good. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know, I knew about Tony, but I didn't know
But what would
Barb.
he do with the shoe?
Well, I got the shoe. I asked the girl. She goes, what the fuck you want my shoe for? I said, just let me get it for a minute, and I'll give it right back to you. Somebody wants to get it for their wife, and they want to look it over so they can, some kind of shit.
Came up with a good angle, yeah.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, okay. She hands it to me. I hand it to him. He goes in the bathroom, and she saw him go in there. And I did too. I did too. A lot of people, big ass Barb, right? And going in there with a white, kind of cool looking shoe.
He humbled the shoe?
We kind of forgot about him for a minute. And then a couple of minutes later, the door opens. It might have been more than a couple of minutes, but I don't want to sell him short. But he walks out. Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much. I'll leave now. And he leaves. And she goes, where's my damn shoe? She goes, oh, I'm sorry. He left it in the bathroom. And she goes in the bathroom. She goes, oh, my God.
He humbled the shoe.
He humbled the shoe.
And left the evidence.
Yeah, I see you later, Marty. Thank you. He's a very polite person.
Well, he still owes Shelton Benjamin a buck or two, but that's a different story.
There? I didn't hear it.
Some international tour that Barbarian set up, almost like what you were talking about in Aruba with Brian Blair. The payday was significantly less, and Shelton's still waiting now several years later.
Oh, they went to Africa.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, were you there?
No, I wanted to make that tour. I love going over to Africa, but you got to be so careful over there. Davey Boy, rest his soul, love you, Davey. He would always want to go when we go to Johannesburg. Mm-hmm. The Soweto's the worst place in the world. Murder rate and all that shit. It's the worst in the world. It's worse than damn Chicago, if that's possible. I'm sorry about Chicago people, just kidding. But y'all are having it rough right now. If you let Trump help you, damn it, with that Lightfoot lady. That just gets into politics. Yeah, I'm sorry about all that. Well, I was talking about Barb, who was running the show. I think it was in Nigeria, though, where they went. And as soon as you hear Nigeria, you already got to be on red alert.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's where all the people that they send you that crap on email, like, hey, we're gonna give you $1 million, but give us 100,000 first.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that? But yeah, so I guess that I'm glad I didn't make that tour. My girl Cernisha, I think she was going to make it, or she did make it, or she found out that a lot of guys didn't get paid, and that. I don't know if Barb was in charge of that or the promoter over there. It might have stiffed him, and then he's got to go explain to the boys. I don't know. I wasn't there, but now I'm glad because I like going there. I was going to say about Davy Boy. See what happens when my ankle don't hurt so much?
See, it's good, yeah.
We would go to Johannesburg. Sweato's right up the street, and they actually would do tours through there. You know, like people, it's that bad. They make their houses, it's a whole community, whole city, made of tin roofs. You know, like they throw it together. Some cardboard boxes are in between, but it's like a whole different world. Right outside of Johannesburg is pretty civilized now. You know, not a third world country type of thing. But you know, Davey, they took tour rides for a while in regular cars, and then the people there, Sweato, didn't like that shit. You know, what are these white people coming through just staring at our shit? You know, they're making fun of us. What the hell? So they started like bombing the cars and
Wow.
and doing stuff. So now Davy Boy comes up and he's trying to get about 4 or 5 of us to go. And he comes up, he says, MJ, he says, let's go tour Sweato. I said, for what? He said, oh, it'd be cool, man. Don't you think it'd be cool? It's the crime capital of the world. I said, that's where I need to go. what am I going to do, out-crime them? But he wanted to go. I said, they bombed the cars. He goes, we're not going in a car. I got us an armored tank.
He got you a tank?
Him and I think Dynamite Kid, rest of his soul. Damn, everybody's gone. Shit. You've changed. Dynamite, Davey, maybe the Roujos, I'm not sure. But it was a handful of about 4 or 5 of them said, yeah, we'll go. And they had the story to tell when they came back. They went in that armored tank, so they couldn't worry about getting bombed and shit. So the brothers lit up a damn bunch of tires and threw it up underneath it as they came to catch the fucking thing on fire. They ended up late for the show. They got out of there eventually, but man, why you want to mess with them people in Soweto? You think they want to live like that? You want to come there and do tours? Look at these poor ass people. Shit, I don't blame them really. I wouldn't drag a body to the river or nothing like that.
Never.
But yeah.
Interesting story.
Yeah, man, Africa had but I loved it there. The guy that was the head of the one tour we did, he was in I forgot what they're called, but it's the high up security, it's national security. But they got a name, I don't know what the name was. But he was, he used the word disappeared. And there was a black dude, my friend Buster, he went as Buster Rhymes, a big boy from Houston. But we went over there and our first show, I brought up this national security guy because they liked us to death. They brought us over to their building, showed us how they work, and showed us how they rip off the people legally. He did, I swear to God. Well, we do this and we send that and we do this and we do that and we get the money and they can't do nothing about it. I'm like, damn, he just told me how they rip people off. Damn, you won't get that in America. Biden and them hide it. Obama and them hide it. Uh-oh, we might have to cut that, right?
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but and they do things. They don't make secrets about it like they do here. They just let you know. Buster was getting called the N-word. He's a big black guy. Mm-hmm. Over in Africa, and you're getting called the N-word. What the fuck? Excuse my language. But yeah, they in his match there was some people calling him the N-word, and he didn't like it. I don't think anybody would. But he was telling the guy, he goes, if they come to the show again. I don't want to get in trouble. These are the head of the whole, I don't know if the whole country or Johannesburg, which is a country to itself, really. It's nothing like the rest of the country. Although Cape Town, that was cool. It was a nice, civilized place. Sun City was real cool. I mean, I love Africa.
You'd go back.
What's that?
You'd go back.
Oh, yeah, if I knew I wasn't going to get ripped off.
Yeah.
You know. But so anyway, Buster told the security dude. He said, "Look, man," he goes, "I don't want to get in trouble." He goes, the guy goes, "No, you don't. You don't worry about it." And Buster says, "What do you mean?" He goes, "The person says that tonight, they'll disappear." He was the first. He said it before I did. He'll disappear. And Buster says, "You serious? It could happen tonight." And he wasn't joking. He wasn't like smiling or anything. I mean, that's how strong they are over there. But I mean, just tell us. Not trying to hide it or anything. But yeah, but I'd love going over there. Johannesburg is a lot of fun. Like I said, Cape Town is at the very bottom of Africa. And there's a point, me and George Steele, Animal Steele, was, rest his soul, miss you, brother, went up on like a little mountain thing where you can look over the oceans come together. I think it's the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. Mm-hmm. And there's two different colors that you can see where they meet.
Really?
It's like bluish on one side and dark greenish on the other.
Wow.
And they say it's because one's a warm body of water, the other one's a cold. But it's just kind of cool. You look out there and you see, like where they come together. And that's in Cape Town. And there's I think Sun City is a city built in a crater, like a meteor hit. And
Sun City?
Yeah.
That's where your friend DB that picked you up at the airport, I believe, is from.
From Sun City?
Yeah.
That's a party place.
You would have to ask him next time you see him. Yeah.
They built a city in a crater. And there's a lot of casinos, there's a lot of rich-ass hotels, a lot of rich people, a lot of good times there. So, I mean, Africa, you think about it with just animals running through, wilderness. No, there's a lot more to it. But we changed.
Well, I tell you, one thing that has certainly changed over the year is the significance of WWE's annual November pay-per-view Survivor Series. However, in 1988, Thanksgiving night, it was your WWF pay-per-view. You teamed up with the British Bulldogs, the Heart Foundation, the Powers of Pain, and the Young Stallions to take on...
Damn, we had that many teams?
WWF Tag Team Champions Demolition, the Brainbusters.
Yep. Us against all of them?
The Roujos, the Conquistadors, and... Who did I forget?
In that match, I was thinking the British Bulldogs. I was thinking, because Davey Boy was next to me, there was like you just said, about 8 of us on the apron.
Bolsheviks.
Was it them?
It was 5-on-5, 5 teams against 5 teams.
Damn, that's a lot. Just you don't have the ring's only 20 by 20.
For the fans watching, how do you even see the ring when you're live in attendance? Hey,
man, I tell you what. Yeah, right. You're the first. You paid the most money not to see.
First time I went to a Survivor Series was '93 in Boston, and at that point it was only 4-on-4, and even then it was like you couldn't, at certain parts of the match you couldn't see much. But 20 guys in one match, and 18 of them are outside the ring.
And you're getting cussed when we're up there like blocking the view. I would always like squat down, but then Terry Taylor, somebody said, "Don't do that. Not with all the big guys."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just make yourself look smaller. But like the people who can't see, he goes, "Well, they'll get over it." But they would be cussing. Babe Ruth once said that the loudest boos come from the cheap seats.
Yeah.
But these are ringside.
Yeah.
They paid the most money and they can't.
They couldn't see.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off too. $100. They had to start giving these chairs. By the way, you can get one of these chairs. Where do you get these chairs?
You have to buy a $300 or so or more seat at one of WWE's pay-per-views.
Look at this one. Hey, Coach, sidestep that one. My coach, my college wrestling coach, is going to start watching this.
Good.
He told me to act like, he said, I taught y'all to have a little class. We was a little.
You don't have a little, you have a lot.
Thank you. That and a nickel, what can I buy? But yeah, he did teach us to be classy. We'd go to, the big schools. We were a little community college, junior college, and we'd go, against Auburn and Alabama and LSU, and he said we'll possibly get outfought, but we won't be outclassed. and you know, act like act like somebody. Don't go in there acting the ass. Like one time though at LSU, we did. A couple of our guys, the Fleischmans. Yeah, I think they were just mad because we couldn't do nothing with LSU. They kicked our ass, and some of the guys got really pissed about it. And fuck, man, it's a major school, you know. Yeah, a couple of them started acting up, and one of them actually put his hands on the coach in front of all these. There was Auburn was there, Alabama was there, LSU was there. We got all these major colleges, and they all had great wrestling programs. And here we are. They just let us in because coach was good about getting us against top. That's the way you get better. You compete against better. You know, if you compete against something you can beat all the time, well, that's as far as you're going. But anyway, he found ways to open doors and get us in against these. That's why we destroyed the junior college level, because we was going in there and we would actually go over to Auburn and train with them. You know, Coach Milkovich would, you know, treat us like we were Auburn guys.
Now, you want to hear a funny one? You say in class, it reminds me of a woman we've mentioned many times on this program.
Oh, boy.
She had this phrase that she would use more than once. She'd go, I got class, baby. I don't fuck the guys like those other whores, baby.
She did.
I'm the only one here that Vince would drive by a drink for, baby.
And you know what? She didn't fuck the guys.
She just ate their asses.
Yeah, and once in a while, from what I heard, I wouldn't know. A blowjob here and there.
Maybe, yeah. But, you know,
her friend Lorraine was pretty good.
Annie was clean downstairs, I guess.
I don't know nothing about
In the
that.
mouth, maybe she needed a little Isaac Yankem work. I don't know.
Damn. You have definitely changed.
Well, anyway, back to Thanksgiving night, 1988, the Survivor Series.
How did we get there?
Richfield,
Where did we
God
just go
only knows.
around?
We go all over. That's what makes the show so much fun. Your memories of your first WWF pay-per-view?
Was that it? The Survivor?
That was it,
Oh,
Survivor
so
Series
Davey
88.
Davey Boy's next to me. And, you know, Dynamite had just got his teeth knocked out
Yes,
by Rougeau.
yes.
And so they were on the opposing side. And I think Jacques, as I always call him, he hates that. That's the only reason I do it. Jacques Rougeau was, and I love him to death. I just cut up with him, tease him. He's my favorite cribbage. You know, cribbage is a fun game. The boys always play in the dressing room. And me and him, man, that's all we did. We just killed the time. Unless there was a hooker there.
Do you think the boys ever played cribbage when Annie was eating their ass, or no?
That'd be interesting.
That'd be kind of an interesting
You
game.
might make some bad moves, but yeah, so Jacques was in the ring, and then he did a couple spots with somebody, and then Davey got tagged. Not Davey, Dynamite got tagged in, and I was like, uh-oh, and I'm tapping Davey next to me. Uh-oh, here it goes. Do you know what the story? You know what happened?
Oh yeah, I was actually going to get to that point after we talked to the Survivor Series, but no, it's in the same time frame. Survivor Series was the British Bulldogs last night, Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid. Several weeks earlier, I guess in a rib that Mr. Perfect pulled, the Rougeaus blamed the British Bulldogs for it. Dynamite took offense to it and slapped the hell out of Jacques, and at the next TV taping, he waited for Dynamite with a almost like the Nick
roll of coins, they said.
Roll of coins, yeah. And he just sucker punched Dynamite, knocked his teeth out, and then started to punch the hell out of him until it was broken out. I think Alan Coage, Bad News Brown, got involved.
Possibly Patterson was right there. Uh-oh, did I mess my mic up?
You're good.
Okay.
The mayor says it's all right.
That's Goliath and Matt Daddy over here.
Matt
Just so
Daddy
y'all
over
know,
there.
we got a great control room and dictionary, 2 dictionaries. Anyway, so we were in the ring, Sean and I in the ring, going over things we could do, new moves and stuff. Like what if we threw them in that way? We both do backflips into elbows, or some crap. And we could hear the screaming in the hallway. It was coming from catering. And Dynamite, I mean, what it was Raymond was a pretty good boxer.
Yeah.
And he was screaming, you know, instructions for Dynamite. Dynamite had came out with 2 cups of coffee. So his hands are full.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Now, you can't, that's the best sucker punch in the world. He's got 2 cups of coffee. And he drilled it, but he had a roll of coins, and I guess that helps. I don't know how that works, but knocked his teeth out, to his teeth. And he went down, Dynamite went down to his knee. Now, we didn't see this, but, you know, this is from the guys that did see it. He went down, but he was coming up. He was coming back to his feet. Dynamite was a tough boy, man. Rest in peace, my brother. and I guess Raymond's shouting instructions, punching instructions in French. They speak.
So he couldn't prepare for defense. Yeah, he did it in French.
That's their natural language, so maybe it just came out while he was excited. But Pat Patterson comes over and he's screaming in French, and all that French connection is pretty tight too.
Yeah.
From what they say. Never mind. You changed, man. But so they broke it up. And Dynamite, I think 2 teeth got knocked out. The front 2, top. And maybe that's what happened to mine over here. Maybe Rougeau, Jacques, did you hit me while I was asleep? Scott Hall did. But later that night, Kurt Hennig, Kurt's going to be, he's going to joke around with it. And Dynamite and them, they loved each other. So Kurt could get away with shit others couldn't. Sort of like I was able to do that. But Kurt's walking around. Dynamite's over there saying there's going to be serious problems now. Because, he had to talk through his teeth. But so Davey, I'm hitting him like when Dynamite got tagged in and Jacques in there, that was like right after that. And I'm like, oh, here it goes. I'm expecting to see the and Davey goes, no, this is business. And that's what they did. They just did a match. They didn't nothing. And then I guess they shook hands afterwards. Jacques went to him because Jacques and I got kind of close at 1 minute. Not like that, but not like the French connection. Nothing.
Not like the Can-Am connection, you mean? No.
or Rene Goulet. But but they Jacques told him, he goes, look, man, he goes, you started it, you smacked me. I didn't do anything to deserve that. I came back. He goes, now if you get me again, I'll just come back again, and this will go back and forth until one of us is dead, or we can end it now. And Dynamite shook his head and said, let's just end it.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
Yeah. And so that was that. I mean, I thought, I learned a little something there. I mean, you would never think Davy Boy, the one that shit in Tammy's, spaghetti, covered it up. You know about that?
Yes.
She was getting a little too arrogant there, cocky there, as her name was getting dropped from buildings, that like the banner thing.
Yeah.
She'd be out in the ring, boom, Tammy or Sonny, and pictures over. Some girls, well, the guys too, I guess. Look at Sean. Oh, I didn't mean that. Yeah, I did, but I don't mean it bad.
No, you meant it good.
Yeah. Sometimes I told you what Randy said. He summed it up, Macho Man. But sometimes they can't handle the fame. We have a saying, too much too soon. And Sonny kind of started getting a little cocky, a little arrogant, and Davy Boy had to settle that down. When he shit in her, like she had a to-go, styrofoam things of spaghetti, and where he came up with the shit, who knows, but he put some shit underneath her spaghetti and piled her spaghetti back over it. And she's sitting there eating it, and then she gets to it and she sees it and she goes, and then she had up. She went crazy. She quit. She quit on the table. I think it was over in Europe somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. She was telling Vince, fuck this, fuck the boy. Because another thing that happened, and I was actually kind of not involved, like I didn't piss in the bucket, but remember the Godwins?
Yeah.
They had the pig, and they took a bucket of slop out to the ring. They slopped people.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, what's his name? He went as Phineas. What's Mark?
Dennis Knight.
Or Dennis, I mean, yeah. And Mark was the other one, right?
Mark was Henry Godwin. Yeah.
Did you say Mark?
Mark Canterbury.
That's it. Now I forgot. So Phineas, which one was he?
Dennis Knight, yeah.
He put the bucket, he goes, guys, the bucket's right by the toilet. We got to slop with Sonny tonight. I've already pissed in it. And all the guys lined up. The guys lined up to piss in that bucket. And what's his name? I think it might have been Virgil took like a diarrhea dump in it. And so it was like slop size, they'd fill it, this much at the bottom when they would slop people with coleslaw or some shit. Mm-hmm. But we're all watching, and I think me and Al had to, I'm not sure of that, but we had to go work with him.
Uncle Al.
Yeah, and Uncle Al and I were watching on the monitor in the back though, and they whatever they did, they had to mess with Sonny, and they went and they slopped her and they threw the shit on her, and we're all in the back, the whole back. I mean, you got about 50, 60 guys because everybody knew she just got piss and shit thrown all over her, and she kind of caught on. She didn't know at first. She just thought she got slopped. Then you can see her. Smelling, and she's looking, and it's right on TV. She's looking. I think she realized there's shit in this. So she wasn't happy. But that's what happens when.
That's what happened. You get pissed and shit on and eat it.
You mess
literally.
with the boys.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe that's the way wrestling should be. It was a way to adjust an attitude.
They said the Italians handled their own law. You know, the guys that come in and want payment to be basically the police for you, because you couldn't go to the police over the illegal shit. So it's sort of like that with the boys.
Certainly a different time.
Red Rooster got a lot of it.
How did he get it?
Well, because he was some didn't like him. And Dynamite,
a lot of guys don't like him.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, he's a
no,
good guy.
like I said, I liked him an awful lot.
Yeah, he's a great guy. But some people he rubs wrong because he's pretty real. And people sometimes don't like that. And he's not. I'll give you an example of how real he is. Barry Horowitz. Yeah. Barry trains his ass off, man. I would look at Barry. I work hard when I do work, which I try to do a lot. Not lately. I'm 600 years old. It hurts now, but Barry's in there busting his ass. I mean, he's working out hard. He's dieting hard. He's telling me one time, I tan 3 times a week on TV tapings. I'll throw a 4th one in there. I mean, he's real serious about his training. But sometimes it's genetics. You're only gonna go so far with the way your body structure. And Barry, I'm a victim of that too. I mean, I work out harder than anybody, and just not much was happening. And Barry was the same way. He trained hard as fuck, but nothing was happening. Not much was happening. He got hard, but he didn't you're in there trying to get bigger. And but he's drinking his protein drink. Terry Taylor comes up. He goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a protein drink, and it makes you He goes, This is Terry. He goes, if that produces that body, I'll stick with my beer. Barry was, oh man, he just like deflated. But some people take offense to stuff like that. Yeah. And Barry's just like, shit. Okay, he spit some truth at me. So what am I gonna do? But they like the British Bulldogs, like Dynamite didn't like anything. Dynamite, Davey just ribbed the shit out of you if you mess him. Dynamite would want to fight you, and if he couldn't fight you, he'd fuck with you. And somehow he didn't like Terry. And Terry go to the ring, and Terry always had the suits. Remember that's what got him the Red Rooster. I'm gonna dress. Telling Pat Patterson that, but so Davey and. Like Davey's in it for the fun. Dynamite's in it for the anger. They take his suits. They cut his, like he's got I don't know where he got them seersucker suits at though. He had $2 ties. I don't know where this. I guess some Sears, but and double knit polyester suits, and pants. It was sort of something like that. And I'm sorry, Terry. I mean, maybe it was. I just don't know nothing about fashion. I might be wrong. But I do think I saw some of them at Walmart. but they would cut the sleeves off, and then they cut his pants, and then they like stitch just barely, stitch them back together, and all together. So and he had them on a hanger. So when he comes in from his match, he showers up, puts his clothes on, puts his pants on, and pop pop. And Davey Boy's sitting there. He's gonna try to act like if. Oh, you want Bermuda shorts today? and Terry's like, great, that's great. Fuck. And he puts his fucking thing, pop, pop. And Dave's like, oh, you want a tank top too? and Terry did it right though, because if you sell it, if you put it, like if you get all mad, then you're gonna, now that's like what happened to Chief Strongbow's son. He would sell the hell out of getting ribbed, and when you do that, then the boys are really like, because if you don't like just ignore, like, oh, okay, so what? it ain't no fun to rib that person.
Yeah.
You want to rib the person that gets upset. But Terry handled it well. He goes, huh, great, lovely. And that's about all he said. But that didn't stop Dynamite. Next night, same thing again. Same fucking
To Terry
thing.
Taylor again?
Yeah. And the third night, Terry started hiding his shit, and they knew he was going to. He would hide it. He put it like in either Pat Patterson's, or he told Vince what was going on. He'd put it in Vince's thing. As soon as he'd go to the ring, Davey Boy and them would sneak in the room. They got it again. He got it like 3 nights in a row, and he just fuck it, and he stopped wearing the suits. He started wearing just like the regular, like the rest of us. Yeah, that was some of the shit that goes on. Oh, Strongbow son, what was it? Something Youngblood, not Youngblood. Dictionary. What was Chief Strongbow's son's name? Yeah, he wasn't there long because they ribbed him right out. You know, I told you when we had that one day and we got booted.
Yeah.
Because Vince said the boys don't want you here, and if the boys don't want you to be here, you don't want to be here. You won't stay. And we thought that was just an excuse to, say goodbye to us. But now, when we got back in, we saw like, oh, okay, that's what he meant. They'll rib you right the hell out of the business. It ain't even a rib. Sometimes ribs are supposed to be funny. When you're tearing somebody's clothes up and shit, costing them, it might have been a $500 suit. I doubt it, but it could
Even if it was a couple hundred, that's still money out of his pocket.
Yeah, and all he did was went and did his work in the ring. He come back and he's got Bermuda shorts. But and then with Strongbow, his son was just being a little too cocky because his dad's the agent.
Right.
So he ain't got much worries. But yeah, they ribbed him, man. They was shit. He had a Halliburton. Steve Lombardi was, sorry, Steve, I got to tell this. Steve was riding with him. So, after a couple times they shit in his bag, which they did that a lot to the guys. You get shit in you piss the guys off. You're getting shit in your bag. You can go ahead and count on that. And whatever else they decide to do to you. But you're definitely getting the shit in the bag. He had a Halliburton, and you can lock the numbers. Well, evidently he locked it, and you could reset them, a little reset button. Well, the only person riding with him was Brooklyn Brawler. So, he's there helping him, reset his thing. Who the hell else knows? But I wish I could remember his name. Was it Jay? I can't remember his name. But the Strongbow's son, something Youngblood it was. Jay Young? No, I don't know. Not Jay. But anyway, they got it, man. They shit in his bag. One time they took his bag. When he first started, he wasn't locking it. They took it to the shower and turned the shower on. All his fucking shit is, it's a puddle of water in his bag. Halliburton. That's the metal ones. It ain't like the, so it's going to hold the water. It's going to hold the shit. It's going. They dumped I think Kurt Hennig dumped a bunch of fish guts in it.
Oh wow!
I shouldn't have said that, Kurt, because that one. I think Kurt was in it just for the fun too. He didn't care. He had nothing. We used to rib each other sometimes just for fun to break the monotony of being on the road 300 days a year. But but he reset his Halliburton and locked it, and he comes back and they shit on it and they took a lock and locked it to the shower head thing. So he had to get the maintenance guy to come cut the lock off. So he'd had enough. He quit. But you got to think like, wait a minute. And he's suspicious of Dynamite and Kurt, and he never really worried about me because I loved Chief so much. I wouldn't. I was trying to help his son, so I wouldn't. I didn't need to rib him. I just watched, as Harley said, just watch the show. I was just watching the show, and which makes me almost as guilty. What do they say now? If you don't speak up, you're just as bad. Something about
in some points of view, yeah.
The Black Lives Matter thing, they say that a lot. If you don't speak up, you're just as
guilty. Yeah.
But I couldn't help but laugh. It was funny stuff, man. And fish guts in the guys, even though now the guy's on the road for another 20 days, he's gonna have to go spend money to get that shit cleaned. But what I was gonna say with Lombardi, he was the main one doing it because he knew the combination. He was sitting there with it when he reset it. And how could you not know that? One guy riding with you and reset the thing together, who the hell do you think opened the combination? But Steve was riding with him, so he got away with a lot. He would act all mad, Kurt Hennig taught me something one time, and I did it a lot afterwards. He goes, always when you rib somebody, like we were big into locking people's shit, lock it to the pipes above, and anything in the dressing room. You take the combination locks that you. Whenever we do a high school gym, you already knew locks were coming the next day, because there's all them lockers in there.
Yeah.
And Kurt, like, you go and you yank them. Some of them are open, and they do, because you just close them, don't really turn the dial, so you yank them, and you get 4 or 5 locks every damn time, and they're going to show up the next day. And then, man, they would. Kurt told me, he says, when you take a lock and lock somebody's bag, make sure you lock your own, but you know the combination. That way you can be mad along with them. They'll never suspect.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I started doing that. I was like, God damn it, I got a lock. And then I'd hear like, fuck, I got a lock too. God damn it, I got a lock too. And we'd all bitch together. And then later I'd take mine off.
Oh, that was a good way out of that one.
Yeah.
But disappoint.
This is 1998, so I might be
88.
No,
All right, wrestling fans. There's some odd happenings that have gone on in this studio for a long, long time, but right now, the power has gone out of the studio. If you're in the Boston area, I'm sure you're experiencing this wild thunderstorm going on right now.
There's more than thunderstorms. There's a hurricane out there.
The big meet and greet we had, we're going to have to postpone it. I don't
No,
know.
let's do it. I'm coming over in the rain.
I don't know if we're going to have the live stream. It all depends if we have the power on or not.
I'm going to miss the live stream.
Do you have any idea if Papa's going to come back on?
About 20 minutes.
This is wilder than DB's head bobbing the other night.
What was that guy's name? What's the name of that show?
DB?
No, not that one. The Firefly House something.
Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Well, if you are not in this area, maybe we'll get a shot of the weather outside. We just wanted to update you. If you are planning on coming to say hi, we'll email you information on when you can do it again. Hopefully, pray to God and the wrestling gods above that the electricity is back on so we can still go live as we plan to do the SummerSlam watch along and live stream, because we really needed to do this with everything else we got going on. We can't take episodes now.
You look so much better in the dark.
Percy, did you have something to do with this, brother? Junior Ambassador Devon Brent? You know what? I don't know. We'll talk to you soon, fans. Stand by. Wrestling fans, Marty Jannetty and I are in the dock inside, but outside. I haven't seen rain like this for a while. What a day. I hope we can get back online for SummerSlam. I have no idea. We're losing out on a lot of taping time right now. This sucks. Whoa! Wrestling fans, the 9th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive is here. Coronavirus has been the Grinch in preventing a live wrestling event from taking place in 2020. But November and December will bring you an unbelievable series of live television tapings, raffles, merchandise, and cyber autograph signings, including 2 all-inclusive VIP packages you're not going to want to miss out on. We'll discuss a little later in this video. Let's take a look at this all-star lineup of superstars headed your way for the holiday season. Recent WWE NXT Cruiserweight Champion Lio Rush, who's going to be co-hosting Wrestling Insider's Rush Hour, the miniseries, kicks off our 2020 efforts Thursday, November the 5th. Leo was the first to open his heart to our efforts to keep Paul Bearer's name alive and put smiles on kids' faces. Then on Saturday night, November the 14th, WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA Tony Atlas will be with us again, signing autographs, meeting, greeting online, as well as having his renowned artwork available. Friday night, November the 20th, Sunday night, November the 22nd, during our Survivor Series watch-along, former Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Marty Jannetty will be with us live. When it comes to Marty, expect the unexpected. Early December explodes with brand new superstars coming to MWF Studios for the very first time on Friday night, December the 4th, during WWE SmackDown. Join former Intercontinental Champion and Nation of Domination member Savio Vega, with rumors that the martial arts expert Kwang may join us as well. On Saturday, December the 5th, batten down the hatches, former WWE and WCW Tag Team Champions Brian Knobbs and Jerry Saggs, the Nasty Boys, will be live in studio for what should be an extremely Memorable taping and cyber autograph signing. Great chance to get one of the top tag teams of the 80s and 90s together. Sunday, December the 6th, we're going to have an NXT TakeOver watch-along with WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke. From 1988 through 1996, Luke had a memorable run in WWE with a career spanning the globe since the 60s. Friday night, December the 11th, one of the most powerful superstars in the history of professional wrestling, the Warlord, joins us in studio, looking back at his big run in the WWF from 1988 through 1992. Saturday night, December the 12th, join us for a rare appearance by a superstar that was undefeated in the WWF for nearly 2 years, Native American Tatanka. We cap it off Sunday, December the 13th with one of the future stars of professional wrestling, having competed here in Boston Wrestling MWF, more recently in the Ring of Honor Pure Title Tournament, Wheeler Yuta. John Cena Sr. is going to be taking part in a live cyber signing as well and is working on recruiting even more superstars to join our efforts to update Santa Claus's GPS to find every kid's house in 2020. You never know who or what to expect as we work our magic to create smiles on kids' faces around the globe, around the clock. VIP packages are available now. Early bird pricing through November the 15th. It's limited to 50 fans. The VIP Elite package, that comes with one autograph photo of all 11 featured superstars, plus a bonus Quang autographed 8x10. It also includes an autographed Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive 2020 11x17 poster, and a raffle ticket to win a package of WWE NXT 11x14 autographed posters, thanks to our friends at NXT down in Orlando. We also have a standard VIP package that includes one autograph photo of each of our 11 featured superstars, plus a raffle ticket to win a limited edition Drew McIntyre, one of only 36 WrestleMania 36 autographed 8x10 photo from our friends at WWE. If you're not interested in an all-inclusive VIP package, don't worry. Each superstar will be available for individual autographs. A mail order is also available for your own personal items. Don't worry, if you can't join us for all of the live cyber autograph signings that are going to be streaming online, your 8x10 photo will still be signed and mailed to your home. If you get a VIP package after a superstar's signing is already taking place, again, don't worry, they're going to sign plenty for the entire holiday season. Those that purchase individual photos, they'll be shipped right after the signing takes place. The VIP packages will be shipped in one giant package beginning December the 14th. We continue to miss the late, great Paul Bearer each and every day. His heart of gold continues to shine with our annual Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive efforts, and this year, again, will be no exception. 2020, it's been a rough year for all of us, but get ready for a season of Boston wrestling sports memories and legends while putting smiles on kids' faces. In December, that's what it's all about. VIP packages and individual autographs are available now at bostonwrestling.com.